Oh, you guys really thought you get married for happiness, is it? Haven't you seen your parents? That's how it's been done for generations there, for ages. People travel. Please travel and see what's happening, okay? 75-year-olds exercising, right? It's very inspiring. And there are a few. Because human beings cannot value happiness unless life is full of suffering. So, marriage is to find meaningful things to do. What do you mean people didn't know this? என்னப்பா உங்களுக்கெல்லாம் தெரியாது அந்த விஷயம்? தெரியாமே இவ்வளவு நாள் வாழ்க்கை நடத்திட்டீங்களா? ஐயோ பாவமா இருக்குது.
Generally, especially in South India, what I've seen is சாப்பிட்டுட்டு when there is மிச்சம் ஆயிடுச்சுனா உடனே we'll put it in the fridge. Store the food and then heat it the next day and eat it. So this is one habit. The other thing is when they buy meat, they store it. Frozen meats. So is this practice a healthy one?
Let me tell you something. I live in India and in Europe, Finland especially. 6 weeks a year I'm there. You know how we keep our food good there? The temperature outside the house will be -5. Temperature inside the house has to be maintained at 25. So after eating, we put the food outside in the pots and pans so that it freezes. And then in the morning, we go outside, put it in our plate, we come back, heat it and eat it. That's how it's been done for generations there, for ages. People travel. Please travel and see what's happening, okay? That's how they are still doing it. We still do it like that. So if you come in December to Finland, you will see outside their houses, pots and pans, because you don't have to use the damn fridge. It's -5 degrees outside. It actually freezes. So this entire concept, see, it's just that you need to find something interesting, right? When your life is not meaningful. You're trying to find meaning in everything. That's why such painfully thought-provoking but wrong information is out.
Not a problem at all to put the food in the fridge, reheat it the next day and eat.
Let me ask you a question. So, would you cook your food knowing that in Chennai it's 35 degrees today and keep your food outside for a whole day and eat it?
No.
What is your other option?
Obviously to keep it in the fridge.
Then what? then what? We don't have other options, ma. If you want to store your food, you have to store it in the fridge. Don't store foods which can get spoiled very close to the door. Keep them inside. That's the only thing. Otherwise, it's fine. And don't keep your fridge door open for a long time. If you're opening it, close it. Because alteration, see, when there is an alteration of even 4 degree temperature, what happens is condensation happens. So when there is water, there is always germs attracted to it.
Thank you so much for that information, doctor. But now in general, if we see, a lot of medical personalities are into social media. You're a social media influencer. So do you think in some way, social media is positively affecting people around, especially in this medical perspective?
Social media is always negative. The people who are on social media might be able to give you a little positivity. Social media is, if you take the impact of social media on humanity, it is very clear that we would have been much better without it. It's very clear, there's absolutely no doubt. But the saving grace, so there's always a silver lining, right? The saving grace is that there are some genuine accounts, which I follow also, which are really helpful for me. Because when I see 75-year-olds exercising, right? It's very inspiring. And there are a few put genuinely inspiring content, which I think doesn't negate the negativity of social media, but it at least gives like-minded people a choice to follow something good.
That's it. It's as simple as that, to follow the right people.
Absolutely, absolutely. And also, see, there is a huge problem where it's even confusing for me, Most of the fit doctors are extremists. Have you noticed? Most of the fit health influencers are extremists. Either they are carnivores, they say just eat meat and fruit, or they are vegans. You know? But the funny thing is, they are the ones to whom we pay attention.
Yes, absolutely. So, doctor, our segment, especially for Ritz, is that we ask everybody their go-tos, like your favorite spot in Chennai, like any food that is that you crave for. I don't know if you really have such foods, but
Oh,
yeah.
of course I do.
So, what's your go-to comfort food?
My go-to comfort food would be my wife's lasagna.
Lasagna.
Yeah. So she makes lasagna with lean meat, whole grain pasta, low fat cheese, and zucchini, which is amazingly tasty. And it's super healthy also.
Yeah, for the
That's
first
my
time,
comfort food.
I'm hearing a healthy version of a lasagna.
So it's not really healthy. You can't, no, it's healthy only because it has a superb combination of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates.
Okay, I think we should, that's a new recipe for us also. So, do you have any food that you binge on, like your guilty pleasure?
Yeah, grilled chicken. I can grill chicken and chicken masala, right? I just love it, and I love organs, right? Kidney, liver, amazing. They're like pepper kidney and pepper liver made at home with onions, man. I can eat like 500 grams with like some rice and ghee and be very happy.
Wow, okay, my mouth is gonna drool.
Absolutely, it's so tasty, man.
Well, I never knew you had this side as well.
Oh no, I eat a lot of meat. I eat a lot of meat. I eat, see, I don't eat meat which is fried. And I don't eat meat which is fried, dipped in carbohydrate, like maida or breadcrumbs or rusk powder. I don't do that. But hardcore, good quality protein without any fat, grilled or tawa fried with only masala is fabulously for weight loss.
So, ipo varaikku you've been telling only homemade foods. Do you have any like go to restaurants or some food
Yeah,
place?
steakhouses.
Steak again, healthy.
Steakhouses. No. See, the whole thing is you have to go to restaurants where people actually care about what they are doing. That's the only thing I look at. So when are the owners of the restaurant there at the restaurant? That's something you have to notice. Because if an owner is there, they care about the quality of food which is going in. Because they are there as they have passion for it. Are the owners or investors also involved in the kitchen? Look at stuff like that. They will never allow unhygienic practices inside. Yeah. So places like that also serve single ingredient foods, if you notice.
Okay.
Single ingredient foods.
Yes.
Steaks, even the vegetables and the pastas and the dishes, Korean restaurants, for example. If you see, most of them, you can read what is there in the menu. Yet only 7 things will be there. Basil, chicken, spices, anise, flour. You can actually read watercress. Choose places like that
Cool.
when you're going out.
Okay, I think that's a great tip. But apart from restaurant, do you have time when you chill, like you have your me time apart from your exercising, just you chilling?
Yeah, I play the piano, the guitar, I sing.
Wow.
I do a lot of that.
Cool. Do you have any favorite spot in Chennai where you go out and chill with your wife or something like that?
No, most of my favorite spots are in Europe.
Europe. Okay, tell what are they? Let's explore Europe.
Yeah, so I know a lot of you would have visited other countries in Europe. Finland. Finland is actually really, really cold, right?
You
It
just
gets
told
to-
us it's -5.
Oh, -5 is in Jan. In March, it goes to -20.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so the thing is, when it's extremes of beauty. In winter, you can see a white landscape.
It's full of snow?
Yes, the ground is white, the trees are white, the leaves are white, everything is white. Okay, and in summer it's full of color. And people there, see, we have the right of going outside all the time, right? So we don't have any responsibilities for that. You know, it's just, we are an equatorial country, we have that. But for them, 6 months in a year, they can't sit outside. So when summer comes, you should see how beautifully they use summer. Helsinki is really beautiful in summer, even though it's like very much like any other cosmopolitan city. But there are smaller towns in Finland like Turku, where my wife is from. The castles there are very, very beautiful.
So in general also, for a happy marriage life, what do you think is that secret mantra?
Oh man, you're asking me such questions which are going to get me into trouble. But unfortunately, I have my opinion, right? So I personally feel that, of course, communication is one, but you have to talk to each other and understand what are the roles you're comfortable executing. Unfortunately, people have been told a lie that you get married so that you become happier. Nothing can be farther than the truth. Let me be very honest, each and every one of you. You marry in order to create something meaningful out of a person who otherwise is useless. That's why you marry. You marry to create progeny for propagation of a species in a hope of doing a better job with what you produce than what was done for you. The purpose of marriage is for safe building of a family. It is for taking care of children, not for your happiness. Because human beings cannot value happiness unless life is full of suffering. So, marriage is to find meaningful things to do. Meaningful things many times are painful. You know, recently I removed a 1.5 kilo tumor from a shoulder. It was a 4-hour surgery. You think I was happy doing it? It was tough as hell. It was painful. But end of it was meaningful. And we've been lied to. You don't get married to be happy. If you're single, you're not happy. Marriage is not going to make you happy. But what it can do is, it might give some meaning to your otherwise useless life. And you might actually create something beautiful through that if you find the right person. So that's why you get married, not because you have to be happy.
Oh my God, I think that was a great way to end the conversation.
What do you mean people didn't know this? என்னப்பா உங்களுக்கு எல்லாம் தெரியாது அந்த விஷயம்? தெரியாமயே இவ்வளவு நாள் வாழ்க்கை நடத்திட்டீங்களா? ஐயோ பாவமா இருக்குது. You guys really thought you get married for happiness, is it? Haven't you seen your parents? What the hell is wrong with all of you? Things are obvious, man. And the avatar Mary, I can see. Come on, man. See, things are obvious. Do you still believe the lie that if it was for happiness, right? You should see it once in a while, no?
So I think that's the major reason we are all single here.
Yeah, so don't get married to be happy, right? It'll be a great disappointment. Marry once you know that being single is not going to potentially create something which you can look at and be proud of.
Thank you so much for that, Doctor. I think you've been a sport throughout the conversation.
Oh, thank you.
So yes, Doctor, I personally had a great time
So did I.
talking to you.
It was fun.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time.